What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk About It, Sis, where we talk about everything, where you tune in for the real, the raw, the queer, the ins and outs, the politics, and everything in between. I'm your host, Eli.
And I am your boy, Trey Real.
How's your week going?
This week is going good. I'm out here. Excuse me. Oh my God. I'm out here in Oklahoma still doing the Lord's work. I have a one of the junior managers under me. She's mixed. And I'm teaching her everything black. I'm talking about all the way down to doing her baby hairs and everything.
Oh, wow. You're giving her a tutorial.
Yes. So, how about you?
I'm good. I'm back at work. So it's just like getting back into the swing of things amidst the dual pandemics, so it's fine. I got this nifty shirt. I don't know. Like, I love this so much. It has all these cute pictures on it. I was so excited when I got it in the mail.
Cute. So I know, let me tell you, child, this everybody here, we're gonna bring in our special guest who's gonna be with us for this episode. So let's give a round of applause. We're gonna bring in overall father Jarrell, gorgeous Gucci. Jarrell, how are you?
I'm good. So I can't hear Trey.
You can't
hear me?
Trey, yeah.
You can hear me.
Yes.
You can't hear me.
Now speak, Trey.
Yes. How are you?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Trey.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
I am doing good. I can't complain. If I did, no one would listen.
Right.
Clearly.
I mean, you have a podcast, actually. People will listen.
Exactly. I'm saying, like, you can complain right now. It's open.
They're here to listen. Tell me. Come on, talk to me.
That is very, very, very true. Very true. I was just telling Eli, I was sharing with Eli, so I'm out in Oklahoma for work, and there's one of the junior managers underneath me is mixed. She's black and white. Her mom's white, her dad's black. And she knows nothing black. So I'm out here doing the work of the Lord. I'm teaching her how to do her baby hair with a toothbrush and gel. So she put her baby hairs down on the side edges. And she was like, oh my God, I always really wanted to do it. Nobody could show me or anything. I always wonder how they do it. I was like, girl, get you a toothbrush and some gel. Do the work. That will hook you up. And then today I'm telling her, I had to tell her, she's never seen Waiting to Exhale, Set It Off.
So this is a Caucasian woman, right?
Pretty much. She's mixed. Her mom is
white mom biracial.
Yeah, and her dad is black. So it's just, I feel like I'm really out here doing the work of the Lord. The Lord is using me.
Yes.
Yes, he
does. The black Jesus, Lord. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I felt that thing. So I know you have been busy on a media whirlwind. How is that?
Man, it's been a lot of fun, actually. Really busy, but busy is good these days. Not many people get the luxury of being busy in this time of pandemic. So I'm honored to be booked and busy right now. So yeah.
Good. It's so good to see you booked and busy.
Yeah, we love seeing you on HBO Max. Like every week, me and my best friend, we would watch it. Like he got off of work at 7 a.m. I get up early and we would watch it together that early in the morning, texting back and forth. You gave us a lot to talk about between awesome. The competition and just the way you guys just were a family and a connected unit. It was great to watch.
Thank you so much, man. I'm definitely happy that people are enjoying the show. I'm happy that people are enjoying watching Ballroom become mainstream. We never thought. We just didn't know when the world would get to see Ballroom outside of Pose. Pose was amazing, but Pose was a scripted series, and so this is real reality Ballroom, and so it's amazing for the world to see that for sure.
Good, that's amazing. You guys really did a fantastic job, and I've known Jarrell for years. We've been friends for years,
baby.
And real, we became So it's so funny because watching Legendary, I had totally forgot that you Vogue.
Oh my God!
with your recreation of just being the sex siren god that you are, child, I completely forgot that you voted until you came out vote. I was like, I got his fucking votes down. Yes, bitch.
I was nervous about that actually, because like I mean, I don't claim masculinity or femininity. I claim to be me. So I don't claim to be on this side of the fence or that side of the fence. If you like it, you love it, or you hate it. But when I was told that you got a Vogue on TV, and I'm like, damn, I do it at balls every now and then, but everyone doesn't know that side of me, and there are many people who adore me and desire me for my masculinity. You know what I mean? And so I was thinking like, am I gonna lose some fans or some people, behind this? But I'm like, man, if you lose someone for being true to who you are, who gives a shit?
Yeah,
they really love you. They love the idea of you.
Yeah. You very much gave Twister teas. Like you didn't give soft Vogue femme. You did not. You gave masculine Vogue. It didn't. So I don't see how anybody would have not still been in love with you. And speaking of like your fans and all that stuff, I told Eli I was gonna put on the spot. He had the biggest crush on you.
Absolutely did. It was just like every week I was just like, oh my God, Jarrell's back on my TV screen. I did.
Get it out. That's what's up. I really appreciate that, Eli. Eli, so like, where are you based out of?
I'm in Jersey right now.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And you're in Philadelphia.
I'm in Oklahoma right now. I'm based out of Philly, but I'm in Oklahoma for work now. So it's just the funny thing is to hear everybody, all the people that adore you, like so many of my friends and just colleagues and everybody come to work. Oh, Jarrell, that gorgeous Gucci. I'm like, okay, yes, child.
It can be overwhelming. Like I'm happy that I feel the love, and I'm happy that people are enjoying me and my team on the show. It can be a bit like, ooh, but like I wasn't ready for all of that, But I'm getting accustomed to it though, and it's nice, I guess.
Okay.
Speaking of the show, just like, what was it like competing every week? Like, how much time did you have to prepare for every competition? And then just also the fact that you were down a person for most of the series, I think that was like a testament to how strong you guys were performing, because it didn't even seem like it half the time.
Man, so like, I'm not really sure how much I'm supposed to say, so I'm gonna tread lightly in regards to what I say about behind the scenes. But in regular ballroom, like we hear about a ball, we get a flyer months in advance sometimes. Sometimes we find out the week before, and we scramble to get our effect together, and we scramble to get out of town and make it there and get on the floor. But we typically have time to plan our effects, our looks, being there, and the assistance that we need. These balls, as you guys saw it on the network, we the balls were like once a week. The filming process was much different than that. We filmed every 3 days for a ball, and so every 4 days, but still, like, so we went from the first ball to the second ball, which was the happily ever after theme. Then we went from there to the I think intergalactic ball, and they were 4 days apart. So you had 4 days to come up with a new idea, new costume, new concept, new choreography, learn it, no sleep, and it was really vigorous. Like, it was very rigorous.
And then to add a layer on top of that is like all you guys aren't from the same area. Like some of y'all was it your first time meeting them, or how did that work? Who got picked?
So first of all, let me say shout out to Gorgeous Gucci all day, every day. I love my team. I love my kids. They're an amazing group of people. So I had met Delicious before. I've seen her and I met her, in New York City just a few months prior. Jada, I met him the year before at a ball. I met him a few times, but they were short, brief meetings. You know what I mean? Like, just, hey, how you doing? I'm Jarrell, I'm father. And Deshaun, I think I met him once or twice, but there was no real bonds. So our bonds weren't formed until we got there, and we come on as if like we are completely and fully acquainted with one another. But that wasn't the case for our team. Some teams were that way, some teams weren't that way. But our team, we were getting to know each other and love each other on set. They knew each other because they're all from Chicago. I'm from Virginia, and they were all from Chicago, Midwest area, and so they all were acquainted and knew each other. But I didn't know them very well. But it was exciting getting to know them. It was a task, definitely a task. Them kids is Benji, you know. I love them to death. Like I love them for that. I mean, I'm from the hood myself. I grew up in very like urban areas, and then as I got older, my mom, you know, moved into better areas, and as an adult, I make a good living for myself. But I'm true to my roots, and it was interesting interacting with my kids who had this dope, just real hood, you know, persona, you know.
Well, it was very, very, very exciting to watch. Let me ask, what was your thought process when you was down a member, when you guys lost that member? Like, what went through your head? Like, is this the end for us? How did that go behind the scenes?
It was shocking because no one saw it coming. We didn't see it coming, and it just kind of happened. And we knew that we had. This was like 2 days before the ball, so I told you we had 4 days to prepare for each ball. This was on day 2 before the next ball, and we had a whole routine set up. We had our costumes already made or already being made, and so we already had been working on a routine. And so losing Miracle, it was horrible because we had to rework our entire routine and relearn everything in time for the next thing, and also be mentally in a good space. And also it was, you know, some arguments, and so it was tough, but we did it. You know, it was tough, but we definitely did it.
So since you brought up the arguments, you know, I want to get into the what's the shadiest thing that was going on behind the scenes?
Well, you would ask me that. You would ask me that. The shadiest thing, I don't know like if shady is the right word, but you know, ballroom is built on shade, and you can learn that in Paris is Burning. You know, ballroom is built off of shade and throwing shade. Voguing, the moves are all shade. So when you have 8 houses and they're all competing for $100,000, the shade be already thick in the balls when we're competing for $1,000 and $500.
Okay.
So imagine, you know, we're competing for $100,000. And it's not 5 people walking the category, it's 40 people. So it's 18, 5 people each. We're all in one hotel, you know, and the teams bicker and quarrel over spaces, over concepts. It's just, it
Heard you.
yeah.
I just know. So one of the big questions for me and my thoughts of this, I thought it was beautiful. It was beautifully done, everything. However, to me it was like watching the gentrification of ballroom, with ballroom coming mainstream. It was like, are we losing our authenticity of what an actual ball looks like? But as more mainstream balls go, like even when you go to a ball today, it's completely different from back in the day. You know, when we was going to balls that started at 3 o'clock in the morning.
I say the same way. I think that if Octavia St. Laurent, who passed away a few years ago, God bless her, she's an iconic figure in ballroom who walked back in the day. If her and Pepper and Willie Ninja, if the true heart of ballroom when ballroom first started could walk into ballroom today, they probably would cringe at the way that, baby, cut the beat. Ballroom cut the beat. You know, they would probably cringe, but not in a bad way, but it's been very progressive, you know what I mean? Yes. But you know, it's kind of deviated from its natural roots. And so with the show being created, we were hoping to be as true to ballroom as authentic to ballroom as possible. When the show first was taken on, I almost turned down the opportunity because it just didn't seem like I was going to be true to my community and that we were keeping the integrity of ballroom. I didn't want to be a part of the gentrification of ballroom. But they brought in what do you call them, consultants from ballroom like Jack, you know, and like, you know, a few others who really brought ballroom to the floor. And so we had to mix ballroom with TV. We had to find a happy medium. So we gave as much ballroom as we could with, you know, a television audience. Yeah. Okay. So it didn't quite feel like gentrification of ballroom, but it didn't feel like true ballroom to us, but it was an experience.
Because like another question I had with just the way the production team was, like I know it was 3 white men that were executive producers of the show, and I was also wondering just in terms of the authenticity part and having consultants and how much of what they were saying and doing actually shaped what we were seeing.
They were pretty open to making sure that we remained true to ballroom. I want to say kudos and shout out to Scott Productions because they held it down for us. because there were other networks that wanted the show that weren't about to give us true ballroom. So they allowed Jack Mizrahi as one of the writers to write true categories and make sure that it was going just like ballroom. But where it kind of got outside of ballroom a bit was when we had to make it make sense to television, the cameras. You know what I mean? We did everything was pre-recorded, you know what I mean? But the three white men, Rob and Rob Eric, they did a great job of making it as close to ballroom as they could, for sure.
You know, that's one of the things is that's one of the great things about talking to the talent that's on the show and learning those things is because one thing that you said that really made sense is how do you take ballroom and make ballroom readable and understandable for the average viewer who knows nothing about the ballroom. So that's a really good point that to walk away knowing. Well, I'm gonna who picked the judges, child?
Because that was really my next thing.
So I think Jamila Jamil was on the project from Junk, you know, and don't quote me on.
Who is she? Where she come from?
She came from the good place.
Yes, a good place. Pun intended. She came from a good place. And she wanted in on this. I think she wanted an introduction to our world, and we opened our arms. I think that they opened out their arms open to her, you know, and then they brought in Megan Thee Stallion. You know, she's a commodity. You know, she is a world-renowned rap artist. They brought in you know, Law Roach because he has fashion sense. He also has a little bit of ballroom knowledge, you know. And then they brought in the right person, Leomi Maldonado, the icon, the voting wonder.
Yes.
And then they had guest judges. So shout out to the judges. I love them all. I think they all did a great job. I think they were briefed on ballroom as much as they could be prior to each episode in regards to the categories and how they should be judged. But they didn't really have any real ballroom knowledge, you know, or no real ballroom experience. And that kind of compromised the integrity of ballroom a bit. But I think they did a great job in judging it and learning. And we're happy that they came into our world as allies, you know.
Yeah, I felt like remember the episode where y'all what's her name? Start with a P, who won the body category?
Pack Rat.
Pack Rat, yeah. When you walked against Pack Rat. Child, it's crazy because if it was a casino bet, I would have lost all my money because I would have been all in from the gate. Like, oh, Jarrell this is the
I would have lost my mother because I would have I put it on my mom. My life, I'm gonna win. Like I would have been going off.
Yes.
But I mean, but again, even at balls, you can't always count yourself the winner. Even at balls, we know that you can have the most sickening effect, you can have the most sickening runway, but there can be shade on the panel. There can be someone on the panel that don't like you. Something can be fixed for someone else. You know what I mean? And so these are all possibilities, even in real ballroom. So those are the nuances that we deal with in real ballroom. It's unpredictable.
I felt like they made it when Megan started tearing up and stuff and talking about nobody to tell you how your body look and all of this stuff. Well, baby, that is what ballroom is, honey. It's to read you.
Yeah.
It's to read you.
I'm happy. I'm definitely happy for Pack Rat. She did have confidence issues. And she wasn't really comfortable walking out there or whatever. And so I'm happy that she won, and then it boosted her. It really sent a body positivity message to girls all across the world. Happy about that. However,
yes,
there was a body on the stage. There was a body on the stage. You know, a legendary body on the stage.
Period.
Jamari looked great too. So our battle, it was me and Pack Rat and Jamari together. And so I was a little worried about Pack Rat because she's a girl. She's got, you know, she's voluptuous, you know, she got cheeks and she got this. She can do all these things, you know. So I was a little worried about that. I wasn't really worried about Jamari because I was like, he's a guy like me, but my body sit over his. And it didn't go that way. It didn't go that way. If I can be real and candid with you real quick, I don't want to, like, you know, draw it out, whatever. But they made sure that they sent a message about not being too sexual on the stage and not showing any ass cheeks on the stage because it was a certain rating for the show. They said don't show no ass cheeks, don't be too sexual. It's body. You know, I don't walk body in ballroom. I walk sex siren. Sex siren, we gyrate, we sell sex.
You selling sex.
They told me to refrain from doing that because it was too sexual. but everyone else on the stage was giving sex because they don't know the difference. And I remain true. I did all of this. They also didn't show you all what I did neither. They made it make sense to you guys too. If I can be real, I hope it's not too much on their side, but they didn't show all that I did, because if you guys would have seen all that I did, it really would have made people mad. It's like, oh, how the hell he just lose, you know?
But I know you turned it, Chaps. I know you wash, you eat it, you eat it. Like I said, I would have lost all my money because all my money would have went in on you.
It was a $5,000 category.
All that $5,000.
And I feel like they was throwing. I feel like they was being shady anyways. I feel like different categories and different things that was happening. I feel like they were shady.
Yeah, there was definitely, but see, in ballroom, in traditional ballroom, we counted as shade. In this right here, I don't think it was shade. It was just they just weren't knowledgeable of the categories. They weren't knowledgeable of what to look for. I think that they were more into the crowd and each other's opinions versus actually what the category is calling for. They weren't really truly aware of how to judge it sometimes. They did a great job as far as they could do, but it wasn't shade. I don't think they had shade going on. I think, well, Law Roach is a shady bitch.
He tried it a lot of times.
Yeah. I love me some Law. But Law was shady, but most of the misjudgment on the panel came from a lack of real experience and knowledge and not really shade. You know?
Okay. Yeah. So what do you hope that they do better in season 2 when it comes to like the judging for categories or even who they bring in as a guest judge? Because I remember the episode where Dominique Jackson came in. I thought that was great because it actually seemed like she had knowledge and knew what she was talking about in certain aspects. And looking at other guest judges, I feel like a lot of them were just like, that was cute. Like, you did that.
Right. I mean, I think that they have a good panel of judges. They can change the judges they like, but I think the judges who are on there right now they've gained some experience and some knowledge into ballroom. And so I think during this break between season 1 and season 2, they can do and kind of brush up on it and whatnot. I think that they could also bring in another veteran of ballroom as a judge, and and maybe let them have 2 icons or legends from ballroom, and then 2 other judges, and then a guest judge. In regards to guest judges, I think the guest judges should be required to watch Paris is Burning prior to coming, to understand ballroom and to be able to have an appreciation for ballroom, not just because you're rich and you have clout and you have, you're gonna bring viewers, bring integrity,
Yes.
So I think that the judges should be required to watch Paris is Burning, maybe even watch Pose, watch other things that have to do with balls, watch real ball clips so that they understand what they're judging.
Yeah. Attend a few balls.
Attend a few balls for sure.
Attend a few balls, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of guest judges, let's talk about you in that Tamera episode.
I got to
Woo, baby! That was. I said, okay, I got my life first of all, because that is two things that happened through the series that really, really, really gave me my life. That was real ballroom to me, and that was when you had to say something to Tamar. You felt like whatever was going on, you wanted to address it, and you addressed it. And when you and Erica walked best dressed,
yeah,
baby, that was ballroom, honey. And the way Erica carried.
Erica was socking into Jamari and who was it? Jamari and Mother London and Scotta.
Yeah.
She was like, that's why we don't battle virgins. I was like,
yes.
Well, we're trying to keep it cute though, And
you can see it all in Erica's face. Yeah, she was really trying so hard to keep it together because she wanted to.
You know what though? The tension was so high at that ball. I mean, as you can imagine, it's a semi-finale. You have 2 mega houses that are joining forces with one another, and you may not be aware, but Erica was a Mizrahi with me when I was a Mizrahi, in a previous house. So anyone who's watching right now who doesn't know, I was in the House of Mizrahi prior to starting the House of Gorgeous Gucci, and Erica was also part of the House of Mizrahi, and we were sister and brother in that house. And so us teaming up, like I said, she had no choice; it was her only choice. But so it felt quite natural to us, and the stakes were high. We wanted that category, and if if you think about it, right, they had five
Y'all should have
categories.
won.
They had 5 categories a night. The first one was like face, runway, and one Vogue. Second one was body. The third one was hand performance. The fourth one was
Spins and dips.
Spins and dip. It was the elements. Spins and dip.
Yeah. And then the fourth one, the fifth one was the best dress category. Okay, and whoever won 3, whoever won 3 out of the 5, they won. Like they won, and their houses progressed to the finals. That category was the 5th category, and so it was tied. They won 2, we won 2. So right now, whoever wins this category is going to the finals. So that's why the tension was so heated right then. This was the thing who goes on, and then it was real.
It filmed beautifully. It really gave me my life.
Yeah,
and that was when Pat Red child snatched Miss Sting on that runway. Baby, I lost it. I almost tore my house up.
Everyone lost it. She said, "Get over here!"
Yes!
Get over here! Like, shout out to Lolita. Lolita, she pumps. First of all, that lady, she's a walking wonder, and she's a cisgender ally woman of our community. And for her to be pumping like that and coming to the show and turning like that, Michaela gagged. We all gagged.
Oh yeah, the world gagged.
Because I want them on season 2.
She pulled that bitch back into episode 1.
Yes.
But it was cute to watch. Definitely cute to watch.
It was really well done.
Yeah.
What do you think? Go ahead, Tamar.
So let me give you guys a series of events of why I felt like I felt. And without saying too much, but I want the audience to understand why I felt that way. And so it was category number 2. Okay. Again, there's 5 categories. Think about it, 5 categories. Whoever wins the first 3, they win and go to the finale. First category, we won. The second category was hand performance. Okay. As a house. When they were doing hands, when they were judging, if I can be real with y'all, they were judging, and Tamar was giving her feedback on the hand category, and she said out of her mouth that the house of Boscata slept on the house of La Gorgeous because we did better. Our hands were better. She was giving critiques and saying that we did better than the other house did. There was a small break of some sort. Okay, the producers had to have a break, whatever. Naomi leaned over into her, and Naomi whispered to her. And we all backstage saw that. We saw that. They came right back to her to Tamar, asked for her vote in that moment, and Tamar voted for Boscata. And it just didn't make sense because we just heard her critique. We just heard her critique saying that Boscata should have, that they slept on us and that we did better. So if you hear her critique, and then there's a pause and break, and then all of a sudden Naomi leans over and they have a chit chat, and then they come back and she goes, Boscata. It just don't make sense. It seems like Naomi influenced her vote. Okay, and so that's why when you guys saw me say what I said, I make sure that I said what I said because I saw it. Everyone backstage saw it. My kids saw it. They didn't have the microphone. I'm the father. I had the floor, so I had to speak for them, for my house, and for everyone who felt like they had just been tried. You know what I mean? And so I had to let Naomi know, honestly, I wasn't speaking to Tamar. So Tamar, if you're listening, I have no problem with you, baby. I love your music. I love you and your antics. I love it all. But in that moment, when you get to ballroom, baby, if you feel tried, you got to try it, bitch. You feel me? And so I was speaking to Naomi, saying, Naomi, I felt like it was late that you did that. She's like, what? I was saying, you influenced her vote. It seemed like, and Naomi said no, that Tamar had reached over and asked her what the name of the houses were. And that she didn't influence the vote. We didn't believe it at the time. I didn't believe it. And I jumped the gun in saying what I said to Naomi and Tamar chimed in and started saying, I'm not a liar, a cheat. This is that and third. What y'all don't know is that it didn't go the way they went on TV. We went back and forth for a good 4 or 5 minutes. They edited all of that. They edited all of that, whatever. But all in all, I do love me some Tamar. I think she's an amazing lady. I think in this moment in time and day, I did reach out to Naomi afterwards and let her know, hey, I jumped the gun. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have accused you of that when I couldn't prove it. But in that moment, to me and my kids and everyone backstage, even the other houses was like, yeah, they just tried it. I had to speak up. You know what I mean? Maybe it was a bit impulsive, but in ballroom, that's how it goes sometimes. And so I read, she read, we read, and we learned, we moved on. That's just it.
Girl,
Hooked on phone. Good.
And I might have the uncut footage of the actual argument in my phone. But we're gonna play that.
Give me a little bit. Give us a little bit. Just give us a little bit.
We're on right now, so I can't. Just move on. Move on.
Yeah. There's now to me that moment was ballroom.
Yeah.
That moment was ballroom. Like, how many times have we seen somebody get chopped and the house mother or father go up to the judges like,
yeah.
What'd you chop my child for?
Yeah.
That was real ballroom.
Yeah, it was real ballroom. And there were moments where there was one episode where Naomi and Laura Rose kept going back and forth. It was real ballroom. Like they were legit ready to get up and meet in the middle, like, what's up? Like, and it gave ballroom. And then at one moment when Tyra Dominique James, when she Dominique Jackson, the icon, when she kept getting up, people also don't know. Again, I'm spitting tea right now, baby. But this is juicy. This is what I'm supposed to do.
It is. Like I'm over here just like, yeah, just go.
When Tyra stood up and said that, we were on stage, right? Remember? My team, and she said they're not that gorgeous. And Delicious was like, no, you're not gorgeous, bitch.
I got my life.
The crowd went up. Okay. But then what people don't know is that whole tobacco, we were on stage for 20 minutes standing there. Tyra went off 6 or 7 times. She kept getting up and grabbing the microphone. Mama was full.
What?
Mama was full. She kept getting up and walk over to Deshaun and grabbing the microphone and going off and then going off with Law and her. It was a lot. It was 20 minutes on the standing down the stage being judged for 20 minutes because she wouldn't stop acting an idiot. You know, I do love me some her. Me and her and I collaborated in the past. But in that moment, she tried my house. And if I ever see her in person, we're gonna have to have words like, "Mama, you tried it." I still love you because I know how we act when we full. But
yes, child, because her and Law was like, but you're a guest in this house.
Period.
I was like, ooh.
Period. And I was like, thank you, Law. You know. Yeah.
I think I was like, I don't know, maybe I was reading it wrong, but I felt like that there was some shade. I felt Naomi was a little shade, but I feel like sometimes I don't know if she was doing it because y'all brothers, that's your sister, you know that, and I feel like maybe she was just being harder on y'all on your house, so people wouldn't say that she's being biased because of y'all's relationship, and both coming from the house of Ms. Rahi. So, and then I felt like she was really like she wouldn't give to me. She was not giving Erica her graces.
I can see that. Naomi, I mean, she's a true icon in ballroom. Yes. And she knows ballroom very well. Some people can't take Naomi. Like, she's my sister. Her and I've been sister and brother for over the last 10 years because we were in the same house and she's Virginia and all good things to hang out. But she's ballroom, and some people can't take her because Naomi is unbiased and she is real, and she's not gonna side with you or you. She on a panel, she's gonna judge what she see and be fair about it. And people can't take her because they feel like you're my girlfriend or I know you and you voted over me. I'm the same way as Naomi. If I'm on a panel and Trey, you walk in against him, and Trey, you're my friend. If he serves you, he serves you. And I gotta vote for him. And some people don't like Naomi because she keep it real like that. And so I think that she had good integrity in the show. She was a bit tough sometimes, but because she's the queen of Vogue, so she's gonna be. If Whitney Houston's judging somebody's vocals, she's gonna carry from her graveside, baby.
On the record.
Yes, she's gonna carry. And right
so, so I would like to see Tiana Taylor replace Meg as judge because I feel like Tiana knows ballroom. Tiana has walked balls. Tiana has attended balls. She knows ballroom. Yeah. So if you want to put somebody in for the celebrity, I like Law was shady, but he was very biased to the house a lot then.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, they did what had to be done.
Yeah.
Ran that so bad.
Yeah, and he just kept going for them. You know, I'm always gonna go for live bang. He was clearly biased.
Right. I mean, I'm not gonna say he was biased. I think that he was fair. You know, I think he was fair sometimes. But again, I mean, that's to each his own. It's ballroom. We think that's how we think in ballroom. We think that someone's trying it or someone's being biased. That's their girlfriend. That's their house member. Their ex-house member. That's how we think. You know, and
what media training they gave y'all?
You said what?
What media training they gave y'all?
What media training they gave us?
Yeah.
They didn't know. This is me just keeping it real. You know, this is me being diplomatic. You know, this is me. This is the celebrity Jarrell. You know, I gotta give you what needs to be given. You know.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm going to keep it real with you, though. I think the judges were great. I think that they did the best that they could do. I mean, but I wouldn't have picked that panel for ballroom. I would have picked, you know, like you said, I think Tiana Taylor will be a great person to judge. I think that Amber Rose, she was a Mizrahi for years. She would be a great person to judge. I think Amaya Scott could have been great. I think that even though some people don't really live from Milan Christopher, he also knows ballroom. And he's a ballroom icon. There are other people like Andre Mizrahi. I mean, but they wanted people for the celebrity eye. So season 2, I hope that, you know, I can't wait for season 2 because they got renewed. So congrats to the show as well.
Yes.
I can't wait to see how they do it.
How do the houses get picked? How do they pick the houses that's actually that were chosen? Because, you know, out of all the houses, like, how do they pick these houses?
The fact is, I really don't know. I just know that they reached out to me and my team was kind of made on my behalf, you know. I didn't really get to handpick my team, which is totally fine. I love what I ended up with. I was a little apprehensive, like damn, like I don't even know my team, you know. But it worked out. So I don't really know how they pick the teams. I think they reach out to maybe the overall parent of the house and they allow them to give them names that they want, but they also seek out people in the ballroom scene who have notoriety, who have turned it in balls, who have good followers on social media. Maybe that's how they do. I'm not quite sure though, so don't quote me on that.
I gagged at the house of seeing the House of West down there, but then it made sense because I'm so East Side or something like that. The one that became like Instagram famous and stuff.
Super bitch, yeah.
Super bitch, yeah. So maybe that makes sense that their house was on there, but I gagged that house is on there opposed to some of the more legendary and iconic houses in the ballroom.
I mean, to be fair, because I do love the House of West. I think Lil James West, as overall father and creator and founder, he has done a phenomenal job of building that house new. So if I got to be fair, if you're gonna gag that they're on the show, you should super gag that we're on the show because our house was formed just 2 months prior to the start of filming, and their house.
I didn't gag. I figured. I'm like, oh, Jack.
Yeah, but Jack didn't have anything to do with that. Jack was right on the show, so Jack had to be.
But how could you not have his house on there, regardless of when his house began? If he's like been the go-to person, he's been pretty much idolized as the it person that has taken ballroom mainstream. How could you not put his house on there? That's how I feel.
Shout out to the icon, the pioneer Jack Mizrahi. But the fact is, if you look at the credits, Jack is a writer on the show. He writes, and so he had to have an unbiased opinion. He couldn't do anything. He couldn't give us advice. The entire season, I couldn't talk to Jack. I was seeing the hall, and I had to wave at him. You know, Jack and I that's my mother. You know what I mean? So I was seeing in the hallways and stuff. I had to walk by him like, hey, and keep walking because we didn't want anyone to think that we were fraternizing, that we were getting one up on other houses. So Jack didn't have any say so on us coming to the show. Not at all. Not at all. Baby, they picked the father. They picked me, girl. Like, Jack don't need to do that, baby. You know?
Yes, honey. And you know, I live for Miss V, honey, Lola, baby. Isn't she overall mother?
Yeah, she overall mother, yes.
Baby, when y'all two together, that aesthetic bitch.
And if my house happens to hit the floor for season 2, you best believe Lola's coming for everybody.
Whoa, baby.
I'm sending her out. I got a whole fleet. I'm ready. Like season 2, I can't wait to see season 2. I'm excited for season 2 because I'm hearing that they're gonna have 8 new houses. But I'm like, damn, y'all got 8 houses. What other 8 houses could y'all really have? But there are houses like Balenciaga and Prodigy and Mugler and Garcon and a few other houses that weren't on the, that weren't on the show. So they can pick 8 new houses they want to. But my opinion is they should bring back the top 4 houses that made it, and then bring 4 other houses in. You know what I mean?
Cute.
Or maybe invite the 4 houses that got eliminated first, since we had longer runs on the show, and then bring 4 new houses. You know, I think that's the way it should be. I don't think it should be 8 new houses. I think there's a fan base for houses that already exist on the show, and they should keep some of the houses on the show already. I think that the judges should alternate judges just a bit. You know, just to change it up a little bit. Personally, I'm not saying I would love to be a judge in that show. I think that I would have an amazing insight into what things should be. I have experience from the show. I have a new show coming out, singles, music, modeling contracts, everything. And I'm going to be a solidified celebrity, and I deserve, bro.
You do.
We'll see how things go.
You definitely do. One of the things I think that they should also probably change is, you know how they have the Superior House of the Night? It's almost like the house with the most trophies. Like, you would have going into the finale, you would have thought that Lavin was going to win because they were already stacked to win because they have one Superior House. I think they should toil with something like that, but because for them to do so well throughout the show and then just to drop at nothing, you know, I thought that was a little disappointing. I know that there's been a lot of back and forth on Twitter about who should have won. Honestly, if you based it upon the performance over the whole entire season, then you say, okay, we'll go with Lavin. But to me, in that moment, if you were judging in that moment, Balmain did what needed to be done.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you look at the shows, you'll hear Jamila say time and time again on every episode that it takes consistency to be the ultimate Superior House and take home the $100,000. It takes consistency, and so everyone was taking that as if, well, damn, that means whoever gets the most Superior House trophies should win. But that's a bit too calculated. It's a bit too predictable for the show, because that's the case. By episode 8 or 7, you already know who should win and who will win. It's no longer, why we watch it anymore? The Lavins have four trophies, so why even watch it anymore? And they had to judge it on the last performance based on what they saw. And if I can speak on the last performance right now, you know, the last performance was on a Thursday. It was on March the 16th, I won't forget it, or the 12th. And they sent a letter out the day of saying that there would be no studio audience and that it would be filmed with nobody there. I couldn't imagine the energy being like dead in there and having to perform with no audience and no crowd. And so I mean, shout out to the houses, you know, Balmain, Escada, and Lavin for showing out as hard as they could on that last episode, because you had to dig within and bring energy from without. I mean, from inside, you know, to make it happen. Shout out to Balmain, they won. Ultimately, I'm really happy that I'm happy for them. I wish that we would have won. But I'm happy that they got a chance to experience that. And I think that they deserve to be in the finale. That finale battle, though,
did what needed to be done.
Okay.
That's all I can say. You know, we thank you so much for this behind the scenes, for this insight. You're going to stick around with us. We're going to jump into our regular little segments, you know, about Black culture, our political power, and Today in Gay. We've been on for about 45 minutes. So, Eli, we're going to run it through. So, I think we need to open what people have been wondering for so long. The word of the year is entanglement.
Oh my God.
So we want to talk about Jada, Will and Jada. Who watched the Red Table Talk?
Everyone in America, like twice.
Well, I watched the majority of it. I watched a lot of it, but I've been really busy. So I hadn't a chance, like for real. But
first of all, shout out to Jada. Shout out to Jada. She broke that Red Table Talk broke Facebook, the Facebook record of views. It literally got over 12 million views in less than 24 hours. People are nosy as fuck.
Hell
People
yeah.
nosy. But
People
you know
are
what?
nosy as fuck, and guess what? I am people.
That part.
Period.
I am people. I was
As soon as that thing dropped, I was like, okay, gotta watch it.
everything. Like, boom. So, how do we feel about what Jada had to say?
Part of me is just like, I wish they didn't have to explain themselves. And then the other part of me is I'm happy that they did in some way because it gave a little validity, but it's also none of my business. But nothing seemed out of place given their timeline. Like they weren't technically together. That was her little side piece. They went on dates. They were together. Her and Will got fixed whatever they had going on. Boom! Now he's getting laughed at on Red Table Talk. Now that's the worst part about all of this.
That was her.
I mean, personally, I applaud and I love any couple that can be true to who they are. I also applaud people who are in relationships that are okay with being polyamorous or having open relationships. It's not for everybody, but for those who need that kind of a dynamic, it's important to be able to verbalize that and to communicate that. So shout out to any couple out there who knows I need a little bit more than you. So how can we work this out? That's an honest conversation that many men and people need to have in general. And so I applaud them for having that courage to have that dialogue with one another. For real.
I will say that I completely agree with you. I think one of the things that we have to look at their situation as a takeaway is whose right is it to define what is right for a couple in their relationship?
Or someone else, right? Exactly.
What makes your relationship right? What makes it right is it's you, and you're doing what you want to do, not based upon what society is telling you or what you're supposed to look like. You know, that's what it is. It's nobody's business. It's not a business. I hate that they had to bring it to that, to put it there, but to control the narrative, they had to do what they needed to do. I will say, in our previous episode, we talked about it, and I said that Jada was going to victimize the victim, August. She did, and I did say that Jada was going to be very slick with her words,
and she was.
Hence entanglement.
You called that. Okay, yeah, you had that one.
So it was very interesting just to watch the dynamic. Will was visibly upset. People saying he was upset about all this. I think he was upset because he was embarrassed to have to explain himself.
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, to me, if I can be quite honest, and it just all seemed calculated. I mean, it seemed calculated, and August had an album coming out. August Alsina, who ain't had an album in how long? He's not anybody in the public eye in this moment. He doesn't have any current relevancy in music, and so for this rumor to come out just before his album comes out, so ironically and so conveniently, it just seemed kind of calculated. And I do think that there was a path between him and Jada. It's not for me to really care or form an opinion, but since they asked me, which I'm gonna tell you, I think that they probably had a past. I think that they're cleaning it up a bit to make it make sense to the public eye. They were just having an open relationship, and they were cool with it. They were fine with it, in my opinion. And now they're bringing it up to help promote an artist. Yeah, and I just feel like this is just the whole sit down table with her and Will. It just, to me, it just seemed disingenuous.
Oh, absolutely.
But it just didn't seem like, Will's like, and then we took a break, and I'm like, why we never like it just didn't seem real to me. It seemed like it seemed calculated. I mean, but kudos to them for sharing their story, and no one can judge them for their own dynamic, because we all got our own. No one's perfect.
One thing I will say that I believe that Jada was really really in love with him or something, because or it could be. Remember, I said that I feel if with an age gap that big, it's 21 years between them. Like her being older than him, messing with him, there's a certain level of protection that she should still have for him. And I saw it at the red table. She still was protecting him. in the midst of everything that was going on, she still was in defense mode of him and still protecting him.
Of August.
Yes.
Of August.
But again, to me, in my opinion, he's the fall guy of this. And even though I can't really say what I mean, I just feel like this is all done to promote his thing, his new album, and in order for it to work, he had to not look too bad, so she had to like clean up a little bit for him. I don't know, I don't get it, but I mean,
Jada, not Jada, what's his name? Og said that. Og said that they knew before the interview even came out.
Yeah, he said that. He said he got Will's blessing.
Which they probably did have a sit-down conversation just to be like, hey, don't cross these lines or don't exist in this parameter.
Don't call my son, don't call my daughter, you know.
Yeah, like ground rules.
Well, let me just ask y'all this, and I'm gonna move on.
And back to what you said about like Jada being like probably like being in love with August. So coming from a relationship where I've been in one for 9 years, like, and I think that when you have something that becomes mundane or something that becomes the norm, when you get something new and fresh, it's easy to be enamored and moved and like completely in love with that new entity. It's easy because it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting, and yeah, I don't know. That's so I can feel that. I can feel that.
Yeah, it absolutely was. I'm just gonna end them with this and just this one question for y'all because the world wants to know and Black Twitter really wants to know. Do y'all think Will and Jada was fucking him together?
No. And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Okay.
I don't have an opinion. Will Smith says that he's a heterosexual man, and I'm gonna take his word for that. But if I was Will, I would mess with August. If I was August, I would mess with Will. If I was Jada, I have one on this side and one on this side. So
yeah,
who knows?
That point. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was not mad at Jada at all. I was a little mad because I felt like she didn't protect him because it seemed like he was so emotionally fucked up. But and I do, you know what else I said, Eli? I said that she felt the need. It was something about her helping him.
Well, yeah, she definitely is one of those people who I feel like that Virgo aspect of needing to take care of someone and make like a project out of them. I feel like she was just embodying that the entire time she was talking. And then like she's still not sorry, and she's still like she did it, and it's like,
I mean, let's be
what
real.
it is.
Out of all of this, she's the one person who got her life. Like she got her life. I'm sleeping beside Will. I'm having him when I want him. Girl, if I was Willow, I'd be peeking in like every now and then, like try to.
So we are officially saying Will, Jada, and August to sleep. Let's talk about it, sis. We are done with them. We don't want to hear no more about them. We will continue to use the word entanglement.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Jada did that on the streets.
And I think, excuse me.
But just wait until the damsel comes out, like Will's damsel comes out, and she want to talk because she's somewhere out there too. You know, I heard she's in
the UK.
You said what?
I heard she's in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, prayers to Naya Rivera family. May she rest in peace.
Yeah.
Eli, I know this was very, very, very difficult for you.
Yeah. I used to watch Glee when I was younger, so like it came out when I was in high school. I didn't anticipate feeling like as emotional for her death as I did. I think it was the circumstances just coupled with nostalgia, but I've been listening back to some of her songs and music, and just like her character was like, she was ahead of her time. She was this Latina lesbian character. She was sassy. She would yell at people. She was unapologetic about who she was. And it's like seeing that and growing up with her being on that show with Chris Colfer, I think his name was, which was like the twinky, very cookie cutter person. I thought she was always just such a good foil to him. Because it's like, this is gay people are more than just like what he is. We are also these people who are not from like the right neighborhood and like don't have a supportive family or whatever have you. Like she just did that for me. And I was just, whew,
That's good. So our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to her family. I feel bad. I think Black Twitter sometimes need to calm the fuck down. Like tweeting Big Sean and stuff. These people haven't been together for forever.
6 years.
Yeah, and like, what do you expect this
Tweeting
man? Big Sean. You know, she was engaged to Big Sean for a brief stint. And they're like tweeting him like you should say something. You're just attacking other celebrities. How you don't know how people mourn? Respect that. You don't know what people are dealing with.
Also, don't remind him that he has a song called "I Don't Fuck With You" about his ex-girlfriend, which in his mind was his ex at the time, and now she's dead. Like, I just felt like that was like he knows he has that song. He has performed it before. Why are we bringing this up right now?
Yeah, I didn't know much about her, honestly, and I didn't really like watch Glee. I knew she's a beautiful woman. She was incredibly talented and one of our, an ally for us. What was more disheartening for me than anything about this story is her son and the trauma that he might experience one day, knowing that he woke up on a boat where his mom was no longer there and having to kind of relive that day in his mind. One day it'll make sense. Right now it does, but it will, and it's just it's
worse. It's worse because he actually told the detectives that his mother lifted him up onto the boat. And then when he turned around and looked, she was gone. So that's going to be so traumatizing for him as he get older, and that memory just replays and replays and replays. I could never imagine. So, man, my heart goes out to
the whole family
to that
and
family,
that child.
Yeah. And I'm not an even lighter note, but on a crazier note. What do y'all think about this Megan Thee Stallion chick? Meg got shot.
I seen it on IG, but I saw that she made a post saying that she didn't get arrested, like the rumors were saying, that she did get shot and that she didn't sustain any life-threatening thing that she's expected to recover. So prayers to her and her family and stuff. But what the hell happened?
That's what I want to know. And what's the Black Twitter saying? Who shot Meg?
Who shot Meg? But it's also like the story is so weird that I need to actually know like what is going on, because she was with Tory Lanez at Kylie Jenner's house. Like that setup don't even sound.
That's that video. I saw a video of her and Kylie Jenner like in like the thing. Like, did she get shot in the camera, or was it like
in the car, in the truck?
And she said that it was an attack on her. That there was an attack on her life. That like the person who shot like was intentionally trying to harm her. I wonder if it was a crazed fan or someone who was disgruntled or like what.
They're saying Black Twitter again. Here we go. Black Twitter is saying that Tory Lanez has something to do with it.
So explain to me Black Twitter. Like, is that just like the people that follow you? Like what's Black Twitter?
Black people on Twitter. They're a detective agency on their own.
Yes. Is it not just Twitter as a whole? Is it Black?
No,
people?
it is Black folk on Twitter. Specifically,
Black people on Twitter. We separate ourselves. We are known as Black Twitter because Black Twitter, as soon as something happens, they are into it. Every conspiracy theory that exists. Beyonce Ben told us about Black Parade and all of this stuff, and she saw when she was doing this. You see all of the crazy shit people be posting. That comes from Black Twitter. But Black Twitter really be on some shit.
I don't have a Twitter yet. I will be creating one soon. I just never wanted one. I always thought it was I knew that celebrities and people use it to tweet and to share ideas and whatever, but I also knew that it had a lot of other content on there, and some of my content on there. And I just kind of never really needed to have a Twitter, but I'm gonna have to have one soon though. Yeah.
Child, just get your publicist to run it. Get one and just get your publicist to run it. Don't run it yourself. That's what you do. And then make a fake account. Like you're gonna give your Instagram to your publicist, give your Twitter to your publicist, and then what do we call it? A Finsta. Make a Finsta. A Finsta is like what Beyonce has. Like we want to know what Beyonce. They said ask her about Snapchat. She said sorry to that Snapchat. But we know you got Snapchat, bitch. You go to this anywhere. Right. As well as we know she has an Instagram, but we don't know what the handle is. Only thing we know is her regular account, Beyonce, which is ran by her publicist.
Right.
So that's that. Prayers out to Megan Thee Stallion, the Houston Hottie. I just can't believe somebody is taking an attack on that woman's life. Lord, I keep going out here doing the Lord's work, trying to do the Lord's work for him. Please stop. Please. Shout out to Porsha Williams from the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Yes.
Yandy Smith, Tamicka Mallory, and whoever else down in Atlanta was marching for Breonna Taylor. They all got arrested. Did y'all see the mug shots?
No.
Yandy's skin looks great.
That's that skincare line she got. And Porsha was tooted, baby.
Porsha always look good. Like,
yeah,
she is the Atlanta doll.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, but shout out to them for doing what needed to be done, if I can say. I mean, like in this day and age, like with this political climate and all the social injustices being done across the world, people who are incarcerated or taken in for standing up for what's right, we have to applaud them, because without them, change wouldn't happen. You know,
absolutely.
So shout out to all the wonderful, beautiful ladies for doing what needs to be done, for sure.
Doing what needs to be done, and let's see what did Viacom do what needed to be done firing Nick Cannon behind these anti-Semitic comments.
I'm still sketchy about it. Like, I think he went a little bit too far with some of the stuff, but for the most part, I didn't get anti-Semitism, but maybe it's just me being ignorant. So
I didn't get it either. He just called white people savages and stuff like that.
I don't even know this story, honestly. I don't know. I seen a picture of Nick Cannon and Diddy on a court side, and people saying that Nick Cannon don't do it or something. I guess Diddy was.
Diddy said, "Come back home." Diddy told me,
"Come back home." Black on Revolt TV.
Yeah, so come back home, child. Run, Nick, run, honey. You might as well just go to host.
People were saying, "Run, Nick, run." Like, and then I saw comments saying everything Diddy touches fails. So I'm like, but he's a billionaire. Like, what do y'all mean? Like, but I guess like when you look at Making the Band and Danny Kane and
that was built to fail, though. He wasn't actually like putting real money and effort into them. At some point, it was just like, this is a TV contract. He didn't think they were going to be famous.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tyra Banks. Tyra actually is now the new host on Dancing with the Stars, and she's the executive producer. That woman is a business.
Yes. Yeah, she is.
She is business.
She is black excellence for sure.
Where do you think she's gonna go from here? Like, if she's now doing this, what's the next step? She continues just to push the bar higher for herself.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to see a picture of her baby. You know, she got a baby.
They didn't release it.
I think she did it through a surrogate, or either she adopted, but she didn't carry the baby. But yeah, she never posted a picture of the baby.
I always wanted to see her pregnant, always.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
I feel like she would be one, like she would fill out and she would be like this beautiful stallion of a woman. She already is. But I always wanted to see her pregnant. But I knew that she just wasn't like, about that life.
Did y'all see Lamar Odom get his coochie hairs lasered off?
His what?
Coochie hairs.
Do they actually show it? Because I want
to see.
I mean, can we go live? I mean,
what's it giving? Live from Dr. Miami?
So it's like, no, they have like a donut emoji over it. So I'm wondering where the unedited version is.
It was like,
yes. So I'm waiting for the unedited version to come out.
Is this on Black Twitter too, or like?
It's on Black Twitter, and it's also on the Shade Room too.
Okay, so like, it's just like they were capturing footage of him getting his like wax. Like, what was his booty?
Yeah, it's Lamar Odom out here getting his coochie hairs laser removed.
Like laser?
You know how the girls get this?
I get laser.
Yeah. Okay, bitch. Come on, Celeb. Yes.
I've been getting laser for years. It actually is really it works. It works.
What you get laser? You get your coochie hairs laser?
First of all, I ain't got no coochie. Okay.
Period.
But if I had one, she might be bald. I don't know. No, stop playing. Get off my face with that. But no, I actually I lasered this before. I used to. Then I stopped because I wanted to grow my hair back in, so it's actually growing back in now. I shave it off until it comes back in full. But I think laser's dope. Yeah.
Oh, good. And I just really want Terry Crews to just go climb under a rock. He's now tweeted defund Pornhub.
He's what?
He tweeted defund Pornhub. You know,
that's a lifeline.
A period.
That's a lifeline. Like
I'm screaming, not it's a lifeline.
It is.
He got to go. All of the stuff he's saying about black people and stuff, and now defund Pornhub. Come on,
I just think he reads like the one wild thing like someone's uncle puts on Facebook and just runs with it. Like he just goes way too far. Like
did he have a reason to I mean, what was his reason behind saying defund Pornhub? Like
no reason. He just
okay. Like there is a reason why people are saying defund it. It's because like you can post anything on Pornhub, so there are like a lot of like child pornography videos, like people being raped. Like there are like the worst kinds of videos on there. Like I did read. People post it. It's hidden, and there's so many videos, dude, that it's in there somewhere.
Well, I don't think they need to defund it. I think they just need to regulate that bitch.
That's all that it should. Like it's a public website. You can't defund a public website.
Right.
That's a nigga Pornhub that got me through many a nights.
Okay, and some mornings.
Work days.
Hey, that's God. Child. And I'm sick and tired of this girl. When I tell you her name, I'm sick of her. I'm so sick of her. Rihanna, Fenty. I'm so sick of her. She got this new line coming out now called Fenty Skin.
We're going to have everything Fenty before the Fenty music.
I'm buying it. I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely going to buy that, her skincare line. So she got a new skincare line that's dropping. But what about the music, sis?
She's not a singer anymore. She is a businesswoman. Like that Rihanna, who was a singer, Palm the Replay, that's gone. She lives in the Bahamas,
Barbados.
I was about to say Beja. But she's back there. Robin, the businesswoman, is working.
Yeah, she getting her money right now. It's like she's like Tyra coming off the runway to start her businesses. So like she's doing, you know, that thing. I really want music from her though.
Yeah,
we all do.
Please.
At this point, it's almost like waiting for that Destiny's Child album.
Okay.
The second reunion.
Yeah.
I mean, but Brandy has new music coming out though.
Okay, and so we're gonna go on to talk about the little boy Hakeem from Empire.
Hold on, wait. So you don't live for Brandy?
The way you really just tried to look like
I think her fans go too hard for me, and that's the vocal Bible, like, and all of that stuff.
Do Beyonce fans go too hard for her?
Wait a minute. You is not gonna come on this stuff. Wait a minute.
Let's be clear. I'm a fan of both, but like
I think Brandy need to not touch her legacy.
Touch what legacy?
Her legacy that she has. I think all the new music that she had came out with, it fell flat. So why would you go?
I understand that, but none of her albums have ever disappointed anyone, ever.
Okay, you seeing it as a fan, just like me seeing that.
I'm saying that as a lover of real music. That's
what I'm saying. Beyonce, none of Beyonce albums have done. It's bad to me, but somebody else may say I really didn't like that album. And I
immediately follow up by saying, like, well, you're wrong, and it charted for this long, and it got this many Grammys, and
Beyonce doesn't have anything I don't like. I just have a certain type of music that I would like to see her express a bit more sometimes. Like
Beyonce?
Yeah, she has an amazing vocal
ability. No, this is the wrong platform, honey. This is the wrong platform for that. Yeah. We don't talk about
No. I'm not downplaying her. I love me some Beyonce. Come on now. Don't.
Don't do that.
This one's Hakeem. Let's talk about Hakeem.
Tap you.
Let's talk about Hakeem. Hakeem Bryshere Gray. So he's in the media now for allegedly whooping on his wife or fiance or some girlfriend for several hours. And she broke away and ran to the gas station and called the police.
I
So
read somewhere that said it was like there was 9 hours between her calling and the police actually showing up.
I don't know. I didn't see that part.
I don't know what the case is, but let me make it very clear that I do not support any type of domestic violence at all, especially as it pertains to women. I mean, I'm not for anyone at all, because anyone can be abused. Women, men, children, transgender, anyone can be abused, but I don't stand for that at all. And especially a man who feels the need to put his hands on a woman for any reason, that's cowardice. Very cowardice. I don't know if the story is true or not, but I'm speaking. That's cowardice.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with you.
And he looked like he turned into a rat in his little mugshot.
Don't he look a mess? That's what I was gonna say. He looked like he was on drugs.
He like the little remember in Jumanji, the little boy turned into like the he started growing the hair.
Yo, I'm done. No, I'm done. So how do we feel about Tamera Mowry leaving the Real?
I think it's a good move for her. I don't think she even needed to be on the Real anymore.
I didn't hear about that, but did she express any future business move or any like progressive move that she's gonna take instead of that, or?
No, she said she was gonna enjoy spending time with her family.
Oh, then let her do it. I mean,
yeah. I think it's gonna be interesting who they decide to like replace her, because didn't Amanda Seales also leave? Like,
yeah. Wow. Amanda Seales left. She didn't. She just didn't renew her contract. She didn't extend her contract.
Yeah.
So, little Yachty.
Not Yachty.
What's his name?
Yachty.
Little Yachty. Did y'all see his nails?
You just said Lil Yachty as if you pronounce a yacht like yacht. Like,
okay, thank you. You pronounce the H
too much Black Twitter. No, I'm joking. See what though? Did we see what?
Did you see he got his nails painted and his toes, and they posted. It was posted, and then it was posted on the Shade Room. And sometimes I like to go to the Shade Room just to get into the comments. Mm-hmm. And the homophobic comments that were on that photo is just ridiculous. And I can't believe in 2020 that we're still here and we're still visiting this big homophobia from
our community.
I can though. Like the Shade Room does this all the time, where they post something that they know will get Black people at large riled up. Like they post Zaya Wade's picture with no problem, even though that they know exactly what they're doing every time they put that little girl up on their platform. They're waiting for people to engage with it so they can be negative and like dog her. And they do it for clickbait.
And it's crazy.
Homophobia in general is just like that. Come on now, like it's 2020. Like we're trying to be progressive as a nation and as a world. Like, why are we stepping back and not even stepping back, because some things just never change. But why do people care so much about other people's sexuality and what they do? And why does someone? Because him painting his nails. I mean, granted, there are a lot of men in the industry who do their thing, but that's no one's business. But simply painting your nails and is not a sign of homosexuality. It's a sign of individuality. People have to realize that people can do it as they please. And these days, everyone has different people color their hair and color their nails. And in the 90s, punk rock guys wore makeup around their eyes and black lipstick, everything. Exactly. No one called them gay queer. You know what I mean? Back then, for that.
Right. It's only in our community that when we do something, to me, you got his nails done. That's just simply taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
Just taking care of your hygiene.
Yeah. But are we also just going to act like this isn't the same man who wrote Act Up? Like, this is very on brand.
Right.
Like, this is a linear progression.
Right.
So I totally forgot about that. And then a lot of those, speaking of that, did y'all see what's the girl? SZA. SZA tweeted that she caught her man. I'm paraphrasing. She caught her man fucking her best friend.
Yep, her homegirl.
In the bathroom at a house party. And so she was looking for him, and she was going through all the rooms in the house and couldn't find him. And then she got to the last room, which happened to be the bathroom, and he was banging her best friend from the back. And so Keke Palmer retweeted with a comment, and her comment was, "Yeah, I've been there since that mine was by a man with a man or by a man." So I guess whoever her man was, she walked in on her man doing it to another man.
Oh wow.
And so I'm like, first of all, who did Keke date?
Okay.
Fast time.
We need answers.
And because I thought, did she come out and say she was like fluid or something?
I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think she's ever talked about it.
Is she? Keke Palmer?
But I also wouldn't be shocked.
No, I'm thinking of Janelle Monáe. I don't think it was Keke. I don't know. No,
okay, well, I
wouldn't
was
be shocked
wondering.
either. I wouldn't be shocked. I seen a movie she did where she played a lesbian, and she
I remember that.
She did good.
With the locks, right?
Yeah.
She is. I believe she is fluid. I'm gonna stand on that and say that she is fluid. So that wraps up our little Black culture spill. We went through that really quick, and stay on brand, honey. Let's talk about this political power real quick. Kanye West has actually filed with the FEC to run for president of the United States of these Americans.
I don't think so people are afraid he's gonna like split the Democratic vote or whatever. I actually don't think he will. I think he's gonna split the Republican vote. If you think about it, like if you think about like the white boys who grew up thinking like Kanye West is like the peak of hip hop and peak of Black culture, like they're a lot of the people he's been talking to for the past couple of years have been those people. The Kardashians, like really think about who who his following is. Like he's gonna split their vote more than I think he'll split our vote.
That's interesting. That's very interesting that you say that. And speaking of his following, Chance the Rapper seemingly happens to be one of his followers. And Chance the Rapper was tweeting all of this, believing in ye, and we believe in a white man more than we believe in ye. Is that his name?
Yay.
Right? Ye gay?
Like Kanye.
I feel like my black card is not here today.
It's fine. Yee. Jesus.
You're thinking of Angela Yee.
So that's interesting what you say, but somehow somebody woke Chance up, and Chance kind of like went back on his word. Have you seen that?
Yeah, Terry Crews responded.
Yeah, when speaking to Terry Crews. Yeah.
And basically, like after Terry Crews was like, "Yeah, and we should," like he agreed with something Chance said. And he was like, "Whoa, back up. Actually, this is not. I'm getting endorsed by Terry Crews that I'm doing something wrong." And I appreciate that he took the time to be like, "Hey, self-awareness is key. Look at yourself in the mirror and realize that who you're attracting might be an indication of what you're thinking."
Sometimes you have to say some dumb shit before you realize it's some dumb shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends used to say, back in Virginia, used to say, sometimes you got to kiss your friends to make sure there's nothing there.
No, hold on. That's not just a Virginia thing. Don't make the kissing all.
Don't give the girl something to leave.
But I did hear that sometimes you gotta fondle a little bit to make sure that ain't nothing there. I mean, not always. I mean, but it is a thing that many best friends have had an experience that led them to.
In this life, yeah, that is true.
Yeah, in this life, yeah.
There is so President Obama, Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, all of these people, Twitter's got hacked. They were hacked, so now they can't post anything or nothing like that. I think that was a Republican thing.
It sounds like some kind of conspiracy. It sounds like something
probably going on. Russia.
Yeah, how you get Joe Biden? I should say Joe Sanders, Joe Biden, and Bernie Sanders.
It's just like it's an equal opportunity. Everyone can get this hack, and it was like they were promoting cryptocurrency.
Did they want? It was like
I think they're promoting cryptocurrency. So it's like, what else is that? Like, not only did you probably get like at least a good million people to click on this link, whatever that does and whatever that's going to take them to, I'm nervous.
Oh wow! I didn't even think that deep into it. Shout out to Asheville, North Carolina. They voted unanimously to pay Black people reparations.
Yes,
we love to see it.
That's hot. So whatever they did, that's hot all by itself. Like,
no, they did what needed
them
to
to
be
do
done.
that.
Okay.
I need them to do that on the federal level so we can get paid. And then our asshole, I shouldn't call that lady that, but Ivanka Trump.
Oh, what would you have called her? Does she have like a job?
She is a special advisor to the what is it? Special advisor? Special advisor to the president.
It's a long way to say daughter. Continue.
Yeah. So she we all know here in recent history the owner of Goya Food Products, the food brand Goya, like endorsed Trump. You know, it's like he's a good guy. Say, and there's support behind Trump. So a lot of Hispanic people from the Hispanic community,
ideal meal.
I got rid of all my Goya stuff. Like I ain't doing Goya no more right now. So
it's sad. It's sad that you gotta like let go some shit like Goya.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like Goya.
Like Goya. But imagine if he had endorsed Lowry's.
Yes.
Imagine like
the South wouldn't have known. I don't know.
What a sad Thanksgiving. Go ahead.
So the problem is now, after that happens, Ivanka takes a picture holding Goya product and tweets it like buy Goya, basically telling people to buy Goya, like a full out endorsement, an advertisement, pretty much.
Like a damn ad on Instagram. Sponsored.
Yeah. And you cannot do that. That is an ethics. That is a violation of the ethics rule.
Well, I mean, you can't use your political status like for a personal gain, right?
Yeah,
right.
That's like the law, something like that, right? But I mean, but what is she gaining?
She's just she's just showing like basically that she stands with the fact that he stands with being a white supremacist.
Yes, and you cannot, but you can't. What it is like you can't openly endorse something,
right?
Through your office, like the president, like Trump Towers, the brand. It's crazy that diplomats go to Washington and stay in Trump in his hotel right by the White House. Like his hotel brand is making so much money off of him being president.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is like these people are doing so much crooked bullshit.
Corrupt. Yeah.
They are so corrupt. And so she's just out here doing this, and nobody's gonna reel them in. I'm sick of them. I want them out of the White House, and I'm done with them.
They're outlaws. They're outlaws, literally. Like,
all this shit hits the fan. Like, did you guys see Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend Ghislaine Maxwell got arrested too?
Yes.
And it's like they're like switching her from cell to cell so she doesn't get killed or something, because she's so, like, her case could literally change how we look at every person in power, which I think is like, she has so much power just if she can speak. If she gets the opportunity to go to trial, she would rip this entire thing.
Somebody, they gonna kill her. I'm telling you, she's gonna be dead. She's gonna wind up dead. I'm telling you, child, you got royalties from the royal family and everything that she got dirt on. And then they said, girl, the gag was they show a picture of JonBenet Ramsey, her in the picture with her the night she went missing.
Yes, I saw that.
Really?
Yes.
She was just like in the background of the picture, and it was so eerie. I really recommend, if you haven't watched it, the Jeffrey Epstein documentary on, is it Netflix?
I watched it.
Crazy.
Yeah. That is just, it blows my mind for real. It just really blows my mind with that whole situation. And we're gonna wrap up with our last segment is Today in Gay. And I think just having you on the show today is like the most that we could do in Today in Gay, you know, just have the legendary overall father, Jarrell.
Yes.
Gorgeous Gucci here with us, you know. So one thing I want to just give a shout out to D-Wade and keep supporting your daughter. Keep supporting your daughter. Keep supporting your daughter. He just came out with announced a new shoe design, a pride shoe design, in support to show his pride for support of his daughter. I think that's a beautiful thing. So shout out to you, D-Wade. Keep leading the way. Keep leading the charge. Show black men how to love their children, regardless. You know. So shout out to that. Shout out to you, Jarrell. We like to take one word from. We create this segment because we have to take one word that we have in our gay lingo that is tending to, it's being taken from us. Words are being taken from our community and twisted and used how they want. So we wanted to keep some authenticity to our words. So today's word of our day is shade. Mm-hmm. So that is a word that's overly used now in our mainstream with our cisgender heterosexual community, our toxic masculine black men. If they knew that they was using the word that originated in the gay community as gay lingo, they still be running around here telling girls to stop being shady.
Yeah, at least they're using it right though. I mean, at least they use it because there are many other words like realness that they ain't using right. They be like, "Oh, white people realness," you know, like that's not a thing, boo. Like, you know, but I get it.
So, what is shade?
Shade, shade can be many things, but shade is like shade is shade. Like this shade, I wouldn't say so bad. I wouldn't say so bad. Shade is shade, but shade is. You give me your definition first. Give me yours first.
Well, I'm just gonna go. Shade comes from reading.
That's what I was gonna say.
Shade does come from.
Shade comes from reading. Like if you're a black queen and I'm a black queen, we can't call each other a black queen. So it's just like it's not a read. So I don't have to tell you that you're ugly because you already know you're ugly.
Right. That's not shade. Shade is when you're trying somebody. I'll say that. And I think even trying somebody is kind of like a lingo. But like shade is when you're trying someone, whether it be for a reason or not for a reason.
I'm gonna tell you that the worst shade is when a bitch shades you and you don't even realize you've been shaded until you get in the car.
You be like, bitch, I've been red. Bitch, I have been red. Yeah.
She tried it. That is not. So have y'all ever been? Has somebody shaded y'all like that before?
Yes, there are people
that I had to take a moment.
Like Jack Mizrahi. Jack Mizrahi was sitting here have a conversation with you right now and shade you the whole time. You have no idea that he just shaded you. Yeah. Because he's saying it so eloquently and so calm and serene, but he had just read your whole life.
Yeah.
You don't even know. And
I love it.
Bitches like say no shade. Like when people say no shade, shade is
and immediately the shade comes.
Yeah.
Okay, but
it's no shade. It's like saying no shade. Her shirt is cute though. You're saying like it typically ain't cute, but today it's cute. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
It's like when people would say no offense and then say something offensive.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest, also one of the most shadiest things is when people be like, and this is, I'm gonna tell you something. Coming up in the 757, like going to school down there and just living there, I swear to goodness, man, it just prepped me so good. But one thing that was so shady that people say down there, and they'd be like, oh girl, you like my outfit? It's cute for you.
It's cute for you. Mm-hmm.
Well, it's cute for her. It's cute for her.
Yeah, it's cute. That's cute. That's shady for you. Yeah. Generally, it ain't cute, but since it's you, it's cute.
Yeah,
you rock it. I see it.
Yeah, that's like somebody. That's like me saying, "Girl, you watch Legendary?" They're like, "Yeah, it's cute for you." They're like, "It's cute for you."
Oh, and a good example of shade is how I shaded Brandy. That was shade. When I said, "Let's go on to Bryshere."
Yeah. It'll be shady if I hit the end button right now, right? Like, into this whole shit right now. That's
You go to the mini leaks, honey, and put the camera down.
right. Or
Bro,
give a right. Y'all
that
crazy.
is our time. Eli, do anything. Jarrell, tell the people where they can, what's going on with you, what you got coming up, your social media handles, where they can find you, where they can stalk you, because I'm pretty sure you got a bunch of stalkers.
Okay, so first things first, Legendary has wrapped up. The season is over, but you can still stream it on HBO Max on any streaming device. So definitely continue to watch the show. If you guys haven't watched it, watch it. And if you watch it and you enjoy it, watch it again. We already been renewed for season 2. We submitted ourselves for 15 Emmys, and we're hoping that we can get a few nominations because we had amazing hair, amazing makeup, amazing,
like
amazing everything. So we're hoping to get some I almost say enemies, some some Emmys out of this situation. Tuning into season 2 wants to come out. Shout out to HBO and to Legendary and also to Scott Productions for allowing the cast to have this groundbreaking moment and share this historical moment with the world and to be celebrated for who we are on the floor with the world. You know, you guys can catch me on Instagram as J_on_the rocks, JONDA rocks with our X. I have new music coming out. I am a songwriter, singer-songwriter. I've been doing that for years, but I'm just now getting the platforms to get my music out there. So, and I'm also a lover of music. So, you guys can catch some new music soon on August 10th. It's gonna be dropping. I have an underwear line that I'm working on right now. I also got signed to Next Models as of yesterday.
Yes.
I'm now a model. I'm a legit model. So that's really exciting. They're going to represent me on the talent side and on the modeling side. So definitely look forward to some things with that. I've been casted for a drama series that's coming out next year. It's called Gold.
Come on, work.
I'm about to start crying, Jarrell.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy the opportunities that can come your way when you work hard and when you're just a humble person. The creator of the show, I knew him. He's an amazing person. He was going through a few things, and as an advocate in the community, I gave some wisdom and some words of advice and kind of uplifted him, and he was able to move on. And from his growth, he created a new show. And he came to me and said, "Hey, you know what? I have a character on the show called Atari Bryant. He's a supermodel, and I think that you could do the role. And you will be alongside Naomi Campbell and this person, that person." So I accepted the role, and it's going to come out next year. Obviously, the pandemic is going on. I can't speak too much about it, but the pandemic is going on, so production is pushed back until January next year. But next year, you will be seeing me in a new drama series with a scripted drama series, and it's everything's from here. So
I am so elated. I'm so excited. Congratulations and much, much, much success to come. You are so deserving. You've always been the same person since day one. You know, my love for you is there. It's never going to go anywhere. I'm just so proud of you. And I swear, it's just like, I feel like listening to you run off all your success, I just feel like a mother or a big sister, a big brother that's just going to sit here and just gush in tears. Because I'm so happy we was in the trenches together, you know, and just to look at part of the thing, you know. So I'm so happy for you. I love you. I love you. I love you, and much success.
I really appreciate it, man. I'm hoping that this is not the end of the story. My story is gonna go on. I'm hoping that it's a great story to write about one day. But I thought for so long that it's impossible to make it. Like I've been working on music for years. I wanted to act and sing for years, but I just doubted the possibility. And anyone out there who has a dream and who really wants to make it in whatever industry, whatever entity it is that you want to make it in, let go of your doubt. Your doubt is the only thing holding you back. Once you go to doubt and you put your energy and your effort towards succeeding and getting where you want to go, you can make strides. And also surround yourself with those who are going to be conducive to getting to where you want to be. It's critical. It's critical. So thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Eli.
I have nothing. I'm so happy that we got the opportunity to talk to you and just to have this moment because I had questions about Legendary. I'm happy you got to answer some of them. I can't wait to see what you're doing next. And I'm just, that's all I have on this.
It's all coming up, y'all. I want to send a shout out to all the 40 cast members of Legendary, all the hair, the makeup, the team, to Rob Eric and the entire Scott Productions. I want to thank W Hotel for the endorsements that I've had. I want to thank the Marriott Hotels, Billy Crawford, who I'm working with on music as well. So many people that are helping me right now. Anyone that's ever believed in me and my dream. Anyone who has a dream, believe in yourself first. Start there. So Yeah.
So this wraps up our episode 3 for Let's Talk About It, sis. Jarrell, again, thank you. Congratulations on the success of Legendary. Like you said, tune in, you guys. HBO Max and stream Legendary. Eli, I love you, kid.
Love you too, man.
Thank you, Eli. It was great getting to you on this.
Great meeting you too.
Let's do this again sometime.
Please.
Yes, I love you. Definitely. Okay.